everyone, welcome to today's video. Finally, after 4 years of wait, we have the beautiful Airbus A380 from FlyByWire in our hands. And today I'll be showing you how to start the aircraft up, how to load it up, and get flying. This will not be a very detailed tutorial, this will be a simplified tutorial just to get you started with flying this aircraft. And later on, if need be, I'll make another video showing the systems in depth. But so yeah, let's get started with the tutorial. So before showing you how to power up the aircraft and all, I'll also give you an overview of the tablet just briefly, because this being a fly-by-wire tablet, it's quite similar to what we had in the Airbus A320. And yeah, you will be finding yourself using it quite familiarly uh, with this aircraft as well. So let's go ahead. First of all, I'll mostly show you the various settings where they are located so you can quickly configure the aircraft as per your requirement, or the tablet at least. So for the flypad settings, it's quite self-explanatory. You go to settings icon here, Flypad, and change your settings over there. Secondly, you need to calibrate your throttle axis to the one you have on your joystick. So for that, you go to sim options, throttle detents, and calibrate. And I have already done so myself, but you can set the throttle detents accordingly. So what you have to do is click on the idle uh, detent first, then move your throttle lever on your joystick to the idle position and just click set from throttle over here. Same for climb, just move the throttle into climb position, climb detent, and then click set from throttle, and it will calibrate accordingly. And if you don't have reversers on your throttle axis, just uncheck this, and then go ahead and set as I show here. Okay, and so you will be able to set your uh, throttle axis according to your joystick, and just click save and apply, and it will do that. Okay, rest of the controls are pretty self-explanatory. Basically, if you don't understand anything, don't make any changes, because you may probably don't need it because you have not used it so far, so probably you won't need it later as well. Okay, for realism, you can set the uh, IRS alignment time and all that, boarding time and all that accordingly. If you want it very realistic, just click it, set it to real. But this being a very large aircraft, the boarding time can take up to 40 to 50 minutes if you set it to realistic. So keep that in mind. Top of descent pause means if you are flying long haul flights and you want the aircraft to pause, the sim to pause at top of descent, then you select this option. And if it's an audio controls between captain and first officer, I have set it to sync, because yeah, we are not flying with two pilots, we are just flying it solo, so it reduces the workload when flying this aircraft. So it's unrealistic, but it helps, so I've set it to on. Okay, yeah, so that's pretty much it. One main thing I need to point out, that there is no takeoff performance calculator in this tablet as far as I know. So for that I have used SimBrief, uh, takeoff performance calculation tool, and that I'll show you shortly as well once we get to it. Okay, so that is mostly the overview for the Flypad. I'll just import my data from SimBrief. Okay, so for that, so to link the SimBrief of account, you go to settings, uh, third party options, and then you will be able to link your SimBrief and Navigraph accounts to your aircraft. Alright, yeah, so we'll be flying today from Mumbai to airport to Dubai. Mumbai airport is I'm quite familiar with this airport because this is my home base, so to speak. So, since this is a new aircraft, I wanted to fly from an airport which is comfortable to me, so chose Mumbai. And of course, there are a lot of flights from Mumbai to Dubai via the Emirates airplanes. Of course, A380 is not that common over here, but mostly the Boeing 777s and all from Emirates come from uh, Dubai to Mumbai. But yeah, anyway, uh, not to take up more of your time, this is the flight today. For the uh, operational flight plan, you click on this icon over here, the notepad, the clippad like icon, and you will be able to find your all the usual sim brief operational flight plan in this section. All right. You can also click on overview to over here to get an overview of the aircraft. This is for wet sim. I don't use wet sim, so I'm not very familiar with how to use this function. Then you come to loading up the aircraft, weights and balances at this part over here. So you have services, fuel, payload, pushback, all the options, same as the FlyByWire A320. So we'll first load up fuel, and again you can quickly do that from your SimBrief account. Once you click on import SimBrief data, it will import fuel and payload as well. All right. So it's already the values have already been uploaded. You just have to uh, click on this play button over here and select how you want the time and the load up to be. So we'll do it fast. Okay, we have already loaded a lot of fuel, so it's defueling because our actual fuel for today's flight will not be that much because this is not a long haul flight. Yeah, so 44 tons, around 44 tons of fuel we are taking today. Alright, so it's defueling the aircraft, and payload also you can start the boarding and all. So main and upper deck and main deck, those are separate compartments, of course, this being a double decker aircraft. So again, see the boarding time, if you click on real it will take up to 40 minutes. So we'll just do instant, uh, and that is done. All right, not hearing much of sound. I think this is the alpha version, so the sounds and all have not been implemented completely, but because I was expecting the passenger boarding and all that sounds with like we have in the FlyByWire A320 to be present, but that is not the case currently, I think. Again, I'm trying out this aircraft for the first time myself, so there will be, I'll be seeing some things for the first time as we go along as well. Yeah, so I think the aircraft is loaded. 484, cargo is 96809 tons, zero fuel weight. We'll just cross check it. Uh, Zero fuel weight 350.3. Okay, looks good. Passengers and all are up to what is in the Simri flight plan. So yeah, that is done. Fuel, I think it's still refueling. So I think it was going to take quite a lot of time. So we'll just move it to instant and be done with it. So yeah, we have the aircraft loaded up. Now let's go ahead and power up the aircraft. And again, the quality of the aircraft, this being of course a free aircraft, still it's quite detailed as we expect from fly-by-wire. You can see the texturing and all is present. I think it needs to be refined a little bit, but still a very enjoyable aircraft overall. So let's go ahead and power up the aircraft. We'll just check a few things. Fuel control levers are off. Spoilers and flaps are in their off position. Thrust levers at idle. Wipers are off. Okay, it looks good. We can go ahead and power up the aircraft. So we have turned on the battery. Now you can connect the external power from over here. External 1, 2, 3. I think you don't need to select all 4, but so yeah, enjoy the sounds. Alright, so I had already powered the aircraft once, so maybe that's why it started up so quickly. Otherwise, it does some self checks and all before starting up. So you can expect that when you first power up the aircraft as well. We'll turn up the brightness. Parking brake is set on. So you can move the handrest and all as well. We can go ahead and lock the cockpit door. So the brightness control for the EFD, ND and all are located over here. So as you can see, it brightened up the display a little bit. So we have the external power connected. We'll quickly turn on the IRS uh, ADs as well, so they start aligning. And we'll also perform the fire safety tests before starting the APU. So you can see the IFIS messages were appearing, which is good. And IRS is in alignment. 2 minutes expected. Parking brake is on. External power on. We can, since we have done the refueling, we can go ahead and turn on the seat belt signs as well. All right. We can turn on the navigation lights, and as you can see, the layout of the light switches is different in this aircraft. I think this switch is not implemented yet. Yeah, the logo light is, I think, permanently set to auto. It's not implemented. As we get the updates, I think this aircraft will improve quite a lot. So yeah, we can turn on the emergency lights, and turn on the oxygen supplies, crew oxygen supply. The switch is not implemented yet. So you can start the APU from over here. So turn on the master switch first. Wait 3 seconds and start the APU. For that, we can turn on the fuel pumps as well. This panel, I don't think we need to do anything. It's already set. Yeah, so the aircraft has been powered up. Uh, let's move on to the MCDU setup. So this was quite a bit different uh, from the regular Airbus A320 MCDU. So this is of course the status page as we usually see in the Airbus aircraft. So you can also click the switches over here. So we get from go from initialization. So init, copy flight plan, So this will import the SIMPLIFIED flight plan and the other data from SIMPLIFIED over here, which you can otherwise you can manually enter the data over here. So as you can see, the message is shown over here. Uplink insert in progress. So you can just clear that. So you can also go to the active and select init from there, which is the same as the init button over here. So it took some time, but we have received the company flight plan, that is the simple flight plan. You can insert it, and as you can see, it will load up over here. Flight number, we can randomly enter uh, any data. 643. So what you have to do is you have to click on this section to highlight it, and then you click on whatever data you want to enter, and it will insert the data over there. So it's unlike the regular FMC or MCDU where you just type the data and then click the soft key next to the field which you want to enter. So that is not the case over here. You just select, highlight the field directly and enter the data you want. So that is done. So from here you can move on to the flight plan, entering the flight plan. So here you will get, if you have already loaded up the flight plan from Microsoft Flight Simulator Planning Tool, you will get the options over here. Otherwise, it will be mostly blank. You will just have the departure and destination airports listed. So click on the departure airport, select departure. You get a lot of options over here, which you can use during the flight as well. So first we'll be departing, so click on departure, select the runway. We'll be using runway 27 today, and standard instrument departure will be from Rexia to A, and transition will be, let me just check in the OFP. Basic route will be Sakun. So the transition will be from Sakun over here, and just verify the data to brief. Then click on the destination airport. Same, will be landing at runway 12 left. Approach will be ILS 12 left. We'll just verify that once from OFP 12 left, and imped 3B will be our standard instrument arrival. Yeah, imped 3B will be our star, and we can select none over here and insert that, and we can go ahead and check our flight plan as well. Change, so the changes you can do from here. So this is the range selector: 10, 20, 40, 80, 160, 640, and this is the uh, navigation display selector over here, which you can change as per what you see over here. So let's quickly scroll through the flight plan and check if it's looking as we expect it to. Yeah, looking very good. So we can go ahead and confirm the flight plan, and it's fixed for us over here. So yeah, we can go ahead and reset the ND and to its normal position, and we are good to go. Okay, so flight plan insertion is done. uh, Again, this is I'm trying it for the first time as well, so there may be some things which I missed, but I believe that we'll be able to complete a successful flight with this basic preparation as well. So we'll go ahead and do the fuel and load up section, and zero fuel weight, we had 350.3, so you can enter it from over here. So next is block fuel. You can enter the data from over here, 45.0. So just select, and like this you can enter the data. So for center of gravity, we'll go to the load up page, and payload, center of zero fuel weight, center of gravity 34.24. So we'll enter that over here, 34.24, 34.2. 484 is our number of packs. So we'll just go ahead and check that, 484. And cost index we can get from the operational flight plan, 41. We have lost the internet connection. I think that's temporary. We'll just get connected quickly. So cost index is 41, and otherwise everything is looking good. Then you can go ahead to performance page. So for the performance calculation, I used SimBrief. So just click on the highlighted blue section, written where it's written takeoff performance, and there it will take you to takeoff performance page, and you enter the data for the airport and the weather conditions and all, and then click on calculate, and it will calculate the V1 and V2 and VR speeds and flap settings and all that. So as you saw, our 132, we calculated the performance from the SimBrief flight plan, SimBrief performance calculator, and the values we got were 132, 144, and 150 for the V2. So you can enter that over here, and the temperature select uh, we got was 52 degrees Celsius, which we can enter over here. Packs on and TIs will be off. The rest everything is looking good. For the climb performance, you can enter the data over here, but I don't think we need to make much changes in this. Cruise, right to top of descent, looking good. Speed constraints and everything, okay. So for the approach, we'll be entering the data over here, uh, when our destination data once we get near Dubai. Okay, so rest everything is looking too good. Our init A and B pages, fuel and load and all is complete. Performance calculation and flight plan we have entered as well. So we are pretty much good to go. I think the APU has started. We'll start the breeder as well. We can disconnect the external power. Yeah, we are good to go. So this is the basic setup. Also for the squawk, if you need to make, yes. So as you can for the transponder, as you can see, you do not have any option to make changes with this transponder. These are the radios, communication radios, but as you can see, nowhere can you find the controls for the transponder where you enter the squawk code and all. So you might be wondering where that is located. You can find it over here. So click on serve, and here you can see the transponder controls are present. So we'll turn on the transponder, move it to TA only for now, and yeah. So basically, you might be wondering, once you take flight, ATC may tell you that your transponder is inactive, or while you are preparing the flight, uh, you'll know that you are not able to find the transponder, but the controls are located over here. So keep in mind that you can also select it from this section. So FMS, serve, and all that. Okay. Otherwise, you can click on the serve button here as well, which shows where the transponder, which will take you to the transponder page. Okay. So yeah, there is a basic setup done. Uh, we will, I think the weather today is so we have QNH of 1014, which we have set up correctly. 1014. Also, one thing, let me see what this zoom function is. Anyway, oh yeah, look at that. So you're able to select, check the airport where you are located, and nice. You can, play around with this section. Oh, nice. So here you can find out the airport information, uh, map data. Oh, nice. So you can zoom as well. Oh, very nice. So you can use this zoom function to, exactly find out your taxi routes and all that from this airport. So just will quickly show you. Today we'll be taking off from runway 27, this one, which is already shown over here. And the aircraft is located at gate V25. So we'll just back up over here and use this taxiway, I think H1, via the M4 taxi route. Then N1 will go to the runway 27 and take off from there. So yeah, it's quite a nifty feature this, which you can use to plan out your route. So now I need to figure out how to get out from this mode. Otherwise, it will keep zooming in and out. So let's see. Okay, nice. So once you are zoomed out, zoomed in, you can just continue clicking this wheel, and it will eventually zoom you out enough to get you back to the navigation display, the normal navigation display which you see over here. So quite a nice feature this. So yeah, we are pretty much done with our setup. Flight director's switch is located over here, so just turn that on. We'll pre-select our climb altitude. Rest everything is looking good. We don't need to do much currently. And QNH is set. So pretty much we are done with most of the setup of the aircraft. You can put the initial climb altitude over here, and you are ready to go. We just need to start the engines now and disconnect the jetway. As you can see at the door page, currently this door is open. So we'll just disconnect the jetway from services page over here. So you can close this, and jet bridge as well you can disconnect. Okay, you can request various things from over here. And I guess as you can see, the jet bridge is disconnecting. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go. We don't have any chocks placed, I don't believe. uh, yeah uh, for this I think the setup for this is pretty much same as the almost same as the Airbus, any Airbus aircraft. So you don't need to do much on the mode control panel over here. But again, if you have any doubts, do let me know. So we are basically done with our setup, and we can go ahead and start the engines, and we'll show you how to do that, and we can then take off and enjoy some beautiful shots of the aircraft in flight before we conclude the video. So yeah, uh, for our next phase, we can move the beacon light to on. Then rest of the lights will turn them on once we are taxiing and before takeoff. So seatbelt signs have been turned on. That all is looking good. So we can go ahead and request taxi clearance from the controller. So we have the taxi clearance, and as you can see, the fly-by-wire system allows you to push back from the flypad itself, which is very convenient. So just turn on the system. We don't have any pushback add-ons, so we can just confirm it. I think if you have JSX and all added, you need to use that. But since we don't have any of the system installed, we can just go ahead and call the tug and proceed with our pushback. So the pushback system works simply. You just turn it on, call the tug, turn off the parking brake, and once you click play, uh, it will start with the pushback. And as you can see, once you can control the speed from this. So if you want to push back faster, just click this, and for left or right direction, you use this key over here. So as you can see, it also shows the direction in which the aircraft is moving. So you can make it the angle steeper if you want to turn sharply or shallower. So which is quite a handy feature. So we are almost there on our planned taxi route. So we'll just stop the tug, and yeah, you can pause it and turn on the parking brake and switch off the Swiss system. So yeah, that is the pushback complete, and we are on the desired taxi route, sorry, taxi line path, and yeah, that is done. So let's go ahead and start the engines. For starting the engines, you go to the overhead panel, click on ignition and start, and then engine number 4, which you can monitor from over here. So this is a very simple auto start system which you can expect from any Airbus aircraft. So quite convenient. So all you need to do is just move the lever over here, this engine start lever over here to ignition and start, and just introduce turn on the fuel control lever or the auto start lever for the engine number 4. Then we can go ahead and start the engine in sequence. I still need to check out if we need to, if we can start the engine number 4 first and go from there, because I don't yet know the sequence of correctly starting the engines, but I don't think that will be an issue over here. So again, there are a lot of checks and balances which we didn't do for the sake of this simplified tutorial, but I think we need to, I'll make another detailed video once I get myself more familiar with the aircraft. This is just the basic from the top of my head, whatever I can figure out. I am doing it currently, and hopefully, so that everyone who has this aircraft can quickly get on and fly it, get started with the aircraft, and be able to fly it easily. Because again, Airbus aircrafts are overall very automated and quite simple to operate, and you can mostly figure out what needs to be done to operate this aircraft. So yeah, hopefully you find this useful, and yeah, we'll just get the engines started and um, go ahead with our further flight. So all the engines have started. We can move the engine start selected to norm position. Turn on the taxi lights. And runway turn off lights. Strobes are set to auto. Seatbelt signs are on. Yeah, we can go ahead and taxi to our desired runway. So as you can see, we have the takeoff checklist, before takeoff checklist already populated on the screen over here. So we can just go ahead and follow that. So ground spoilers will be armed. Flaps you can set to the selected one position. Auto brake will be rejected takeoff. So this is the switch you use for that. RTO arm, that is done. And takeoff config test. So as you can see, once we clicked on takeoff config, it showed us the alarm flight control pitch trim FMS CG disagree. So currently the trim, not sure if we need to set this manually or not, but uh, this as you can see over here, this was at 42.7 or something, and we need to move this trim to the green area. So we had set it to 35, so we'll just move it in that position. That is done. So now I think the takeoff config should come back to normal. And for the trim, you need to set that specific trim up and down button on your joystick or flight control stick. uh, I set those buttons on my flight control and was able to move the trim in that way. So also you can see it shows the flap position over here, and yeah, looking good. So now we have the normal takeoff config. We can go ahead and taxi to the runway 27 and take off. So parking brake is off and we'll be taxiing now. Another thing I learned about it recently. Again, the aircraft is in flight, but I'll still show it to you. So you can get the checklist on the screen over here, like the Boeing 777 and all. For that, what you need to do is go here towards the engine fuel selectors, click on CL, that is checklist. It will pop this up. Then you can click on this arrow key to get into the specific checklist that you want to go to. And once you uh, check each item, just click on the tick, and it will help you to complete the checklist. So next is before start. So again, continue, checklist complete, then go again to CL checklist. See my mouse pointer over here, this one, and again click on the arrow keys, and it will automatically complete the checklist. I mean, it will help you to complete the checklists as well. So as you can see, it's all quite easy. So once you complete the checklist, the screen will go blank. You need to click on this CL button again to have it pop up here. So hope you found the tutorial useful. uh, we'll just check in takeoff, and I will shot some beauty shots which you may watch if you so please. Otherwise, this is the end of the video, and yeah, again, thanks for watching. Bye bye.